It's no surprise to us that prepositions are everywhere. You've probably encountered these guys many times, especially when you're trying to ask someone where they live, and most of the time it really gets painful. So prepositions are no joke, and I'm here to tell you why. Hi, my name is Ali, and I'm here to tell you a thing or two about our preposition friends and why they are a powerful force in English grammar that you should not set aside. In this episode, we'll be talking about the form of preposition. Prepositions can make nouns into adverbials, such in a sentence, he gets off work at night. And they can even be used as noun modifiers as well, such as the mayor of Philadelphia. By going through all these beautiful transformations, sentences and clauses make because of prepositions, we can make several observations about its forms. Do you ever wonder why are we even calling it prepositions in the first place? Well, it's as simple as understanding what the prefix pre means. The reason why prepositions have the name they do is because they precede nouns. They are before positions, prepositions. This is not to say that English prepositions must always come before nouns. In fact, it is possible for a preposition to be stranded when fronted by a WH questions, such as in case, who are you speaking to? Prepositions also dictates that prepositions are followed by nouns of noun phrases or a pronouns, since it is the object of the preposition. If it is a pronoun, it is an object pronoun, such as in for us and in the train station. Prepositions are not necessarily represented by single words, though it is common to find many prepositions as single words. However, some complex prepositions consist of two or more words that function as single prepositions, such as because of, out of, on top of, and in front of. In fact, some prepositions that once existed as two words have coalesced, like into or onto. But prepositions are not a selfish neighbor. They may be a challenging rule in the English language, but they most definitely not bite. In fact, they are friendly with other kinds of words such as nouns, verbs, and adjectives. They are also friendly, however, that they became dependent on their co-occurrence with nouns, verbs, adjectives. This co-occurrence can be observed in examples such as to rely on, to be dependent on, and in case of. Think of prepositions like a lazy roommate who depends on his three friends to do his laundry, clean his room, and wash his dishes for him in order to function properly like a normal human being. Locating an object in space involves two or more entities. For example, Stephanie in the classroom. The two entities here are Stephanie and classroom. Stephanie, the subject of the sentence, is called the trajector or the object in the space. Classroom, or the direct object in the sentence, is called the landmark or the space where the object is located. Our focus for today's lesson is the basic and most general place prepositions. These are in, on, and at. They may have seemed like cute, harmless little critters, but they are probably the most confused words in English that even first language learners have a hard time learning. At denotes a place as a point of orientation. For example, we say, she live at 10 Park Road, not she live in 10 Park Road. At indicates a specific one-dimensional landmarks such as at the back of the room and at 734 Oxford Street. On denotes physical contact between trajector and landmark, and therefore views the landmark as two-dimensional space. For example, we say the box is on the table, not the box is at the table, because the landmark where the object is located is two-dimensional and not entirely specific, unlike the at. In denotes the enclosure of the trajector in the landmark, and therefore views landmark as a three-dimensional space. For example, we say the museum is in the city, not the museum is on the city. Because of the trajector, museum is enclosed the non-specific landmark city. If I say I live at 3 King Street in an apartment on the 4th floor, this will confuse you if English is not your first language. However, if we learn prepositions together, we will surely learn it in a jiffy. Remember, in, on, and at are prepositions, and they help you to give information about the location and direction in your English sentence. Now, let me teach you the rules on how to use in, on, and at preposition. Let's get started with in. The best way to think that preposition in is being within or inside something. For example, I've got my key in my pocket. There are some milk in the fridge. There is nothing left in my cup. Now let's talk about the preposition on. It talks about the position of something on surfaces or things that can be thought of as surfaces. For example, my phone is on the table. You can see a painting on the wall behind me. Now let's talk about the preposition at. It's used to talk about specific places or points in space. For example, Sarah is still at school. I'll meet you at the bus stop. Turn left at the traffic light. And now we're done, and I hope you learned so much today. Thank you for watching. Just click here to subscribe. Again, this is 2D English channel signing off.